pilot knew he was going to have a problem when he could see the lights of Tampa on the horizon, which meant he was too high. If he could see the lights of Tampa, that meant that they could see him with radar.
Next thing I know, wham, these cars start flying by, police cars. And here comes a chase plane.
First, they were chasing him with the military airplanes.
Here come my guys who had the cars up there flying into the restaurant. What's up, what's up? We gotta get out of here, we gotta get out of here.
And the military realized that it wasn't a threat. And by then, they'd called in the U.S. Customs.
Cops are everywhere, all over this stuff.
Everybody's going to go out the door. You don't throw nothing away. You throw everything away. First, the co-pilot would go out. 15, 20 minutes later, the pilot would go out and would leave the plane on autopilot and give it to the Bermuda Triangle.
And nobody believed that I lost the load. And I said, I lost it, man. These guys will tell you I lost it. And they said, well, why isn't it in the paper? Show us the article in the paper, you know what I mean?
When it first happened, of course, there's nothing in the newspaper.
And you needed to bring them proof, but I couldn't prove it. I had no way to prove it. Man, they came flying to my house with machine guns and cruiser killers.
I remember my brother and I were out on the porch, and these two guys drove up. Rafa came. They get out of the car with guns.
You fucked us, you took our load. And
of course, I go right over and get in his face and start screaming off my property, blah, blah, blah.
Colombians were actually afraid of this woman.
Next thing I know, John comes out of the house, my brother comes out of the house, and they both have weapons drawn and standing there with a laser shotgun. And
she didn't give a shit who came. Rafa could bring 6, 7 guys, and she was a big girl, and Rafa was only like 5'5", and she was looking down at him, screaming and screaming.
Of course, there I am screaming.
You ain't coming in my house today.
But it looked like they were gonna have a gun battle right there.
What are you, crazy? For this amount, why would I take your load? I could have ripped them off, but I didn't do it. Are you nuts? I'm working tomorrow. We're doing 1,000 tomorrow. Why wouldn't I take you 1,000? 500 kilos compared to what I'm bringing every week, it just wasn't worth it.
It wasn't until the next day, and then I started reading about all this stuff being found.
And that's the proof of the paper, because when you hand them the article, 480 kilos busted in Yeehaw Junction.
And of course, they realized that we weren't stealing it.
Okay, here's my 480 kilos.
If we have to get rid of it, it's not our problem, it's your problem.
But without the paper, you had no proof.